let's talk about, did you get Snowman by chance? Boy, if you really want to see how someone can grow as an artist and storyteller, Snowman #1, and then Cold Day in Hell, you really get to see how Matt Martin just improved and expanded his skills over the years. But this was a remaster of it. I think originally it was in black and white and everything. The colors and everything are just beautiful.
I'm just going to say this, as far as he draws my favorite female body.
Came with this cool sticker and a card. Oh, this had the verse on it: "Be strong and of good courage, be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest." So that was kind of cool how they included that on the card.
And you turn the page, it's like a half-naked woman.
Yeah, and then you got some TNA going on. But priorities, right?
That's a story. Come on.
But it's pretty cool how they kind of introduce the Snowman, and it's kind of fitting with the original book. How, one, if you kind of go back and see Matt's age at the time, and then what was popular in the mid '90s, in 1995, you got these like snowboarder bro dudes and everything. And they're just, yeah, they're in their undies, tidy whities. Yeah, bro, I took that wild jump, bro. And they end up finding this artifact, and they don't respect it. And you find out that it was, that it belonged to the spirit, the Indian spirit. And they end up meeting a not so pleasant fate. The art and everything, even in Matt's old work, and even though I'm sure they kind of cleaned it up a little bit, you could already see his attention to detail. And then it kind of segues. You're just in a bar in Colorado. It looks like he wasn't afraid to shy away from the gore and the really detailed gore. And this Snowman character, he doesn't really, in the first one, you don't really get a lot of explanation as to his origins and whatnot. It kind of just touches on, it's brought on by a curse and whatnot. So you have this guy here with the red hat, and it's kind of cool because how this kind of ends. The new take on Snowman, A Cold Day in Hell, actually ties in to this, which I thought was really nice. So it's like he can continue the story, but with a new, a new take, like a breath of fresh air and everything.
So this is from his original art.
This is the original one. Yeah, this is Snowman #1, kind of the remaster.
Oh, so Ethan did put out the original, and then he put out the new one, correct?
Okay. Yes.
I hope I backed that.
I hope you did too, because it's going to be hard to get. You might want to message Matt now and be like, "Hey, buddy." So it does kind of, it set it up for #2. And I don't know, I didn't follow Matt's original Snowman series. I don't know how far he was able to take it. I don't know if he just kind of did a one and done, and maybe he, sort of like Ethan, ended up getting picked up by one of the larger companies and kind of went that route. Here's a great picture. Let's see if you can see. So Matt's on the left, and then our boy EVS is on the right there. Look at that head of hair. I really liked how they included, Matt kind of wrote a little bit about the history and everything, and how he kind of met Ethan and the camaraderie that they had, and just how they were dreaming about having their own studio. Show some of the old artwork and everything from, the original Snowman. And I think this was a really good love letter to the original book. This one's a great remaster. I'm glad I picked it up to kind of compare it to A Cold Day in Hell. The flow, wasn't quite as good. It kind of jumped around a little, but you could definitely see how Matt improved by leaps and bounds by the time you get to A Cold Day in Hell. And my God, the art and the detail in the art, I could see why it took a while. Just beautiful. The colors are gorgeous. And it's pretty cool because it takes place in Colorado in 1891. And you have a Native American guy, Daniel. So Daniel, the Native American, he's talking about his dreams, and how that there's this demonic black dog and everything in there. And then you can just see the pile of bodies, the tissue, the torn tissue, the blood,
Right.
the guts, the
Viscera.
eyes. Just, yeah, so much detail. They're just kind of making their way along, and they end up encountering that spirit of the snowman. And this is nice because it does give you the backstory, the origin for the snowman. You find out why he is just wanting to tear everybody apart. I
Well,
love,
so the snowman? I don't know this character at all. I just know from watching streams. And
yeah.
so is the snowman the villain?
Well,
Like
yes,
he's the killer? Like he's the problem?
yes, but it's kind of painted in a way where I wouldn't say it's justified, but it's understandable.
Yeah, yeah, like he's
It,
a vengeful spirit.
yes, it's like seeking vengeance for the wrong that was perpetrated on his people. Like all of his people were, wiped out.
How is this not a movie, Abra?
I actually said this. I said this is probably one of the first ones outside of course, I'd love to see Cyberfrog as a movie, but this, I'm surprised Hollywood hasn't ripped this off already.
But I mean, you think about the story with the snowman, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know the story, but is there like there are other human characters?
Well, you do see how these two guys here
Are they
are
Native
tied.
American as well?
Daniel is. He
See, yeah,
actually.
that's what I'm saying. This is I haven't even read it. I know nothing, and I'm seeing how they can set this up as a
Mhm.
movie that the two protagonists are living Native Americans. Meanwhile, the vengeful spirit,
Yeah.
Snowman, with a shot, and they can bring in the shamans and all this stuff and the mysticism.
Right. I like
Like,
the mysticism of like the Native American culture and everything.
and keeping it a horror
Yes.
that this guy's going around killing the loggers or killing the miners or killing the cattle ranchers, maybe taking the land, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Where he's kind of like a predator, you know what I mean? A
Yeah.
predator character.
He's
That would
he's
be
just
freaking awesome.
driven by the spirit of vengeance
Right.
and everything. Although Daniel is actually, you find out, connected to that spirit in a certain
Yeah.
way.
This is already written.
Yeah.
That even makes more sense.
But the detail, I swear, like, and look how like gnarly this is when he's just in his native form and everything, and you could see him where the snow is kind of, or the ice is not completely enveloping him. Like when he goes on his massacre and everything, and then he draws up on the snow and the ice and uses it as a weapon. And the snow actually helps, like it brings them back together, like a healing aspect too. Because you see, like he gets shot and everything too, but the snow will kind of mend him. Doesn't make him pretty again or anything, but yeah, it just kind of keeps him together enough to where he can just keep going. This is what I was talking about with like the detail and the landscapes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, very, very, like picturesque, and
it's beautiful. But yeah, the character is just, it's so original and cool looking. Excuse the pun. And then at the very end, it ties into the modern era. Oh God, this page too. Just the freaking detail. Absolutely beautiful.
wow.
This was like another thing that they included in here, where it looks like old ads. It looks like the old newspaper. It reminds me of like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like turn your kill into the hat. Then it tells the story about Daniel. Let me see. Yeah, Samuel and Daniel, the two guys, the two friends. Your totem. You can find out what your spirit animal is. Okay, so here's the native spirit of vengeance here that becomes Snowman. This was great stuff.